What is up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another Ioki video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different because last night I was browsing YouTube, like you do, and I came across one of my friend Rav's videos. If you guys are unfamiliar with Rav, he is a massive League of Legends content creator. He's got over 600,000 subscribers. He regularly pumps out videos to get like 1 million views. Absolutely good stuff. Really, really good content. He's very talented as a content creator. Now, he is not very talented as a League of Legends player because I checked out this video when the bad guy's actually talented, and he basically is playing Camille, and I watched like 45 seconds of it before just throwing up my hands and being like, dude, I've got to reach out to Rav. So I hit up Rav and I gave him some constructive criticism about his Camille support gameplay, and he basically agreed to let me coach him. So he sent me his gameplay video. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. Now, my first things first, why are you playing World of Warcraft while you're playing League of Legends? You're playing WoW while you're playing League. I would rather see someone do hard drugs than be addicted to both of these games at once, man. Like, what are you doing? But anyways, we're going to be playing some Camille support. If you guys have been watching my videos, you guys know Camille is one of the most absolutely bonkers broken champions in the entire game right now. So yeah, let's see how Rav plays this out. Matchup's going to be Neela and Camille versus Brand and Lucian. And yeah, we're going to be seeing it from Rav's point of view. Again, guys, me and Rav are friends. So, don't take this as me like bullying him or picking on him or whatever. He totally agreed for me to do this. So I wanted to take his awful gameplay and give you guys an opportunity to learn from it. So let me know down in the comments if you guys kind of like the idea of this content and you want to see me do it again. So, all right, we are walking straight to lane, which is an immediate no-no. You should always path through the jungle, which means that you can mark this entrance and this entrance. Luckily, you have a Brand watching this one, so all you got to do is stand and try. But yeah, just get used to pathing through the jungle. You very, very rarely, as support, want to be walking straight to lane. All right, so yeah, we're playing Camille support, one of the most busted kill engaged champions in the game, and luckily the enemy team was foolish enough to lock in a Misfortune support. So you just kind of want to know what the matchup, kind of visualize what the matchup's going to look like every time you get into a game. The matchup should look like you jumping on Misfortune support and killing her over and over and over again. You are a double melee bot lane, which means it's probably going to be a little difficult to push for level 2. But if you can match their level 2, aka hit it within the few seconds of them hitting it, you can kill them. You can fight them all day long. However, you're going to see Rav's first massive mistake that he makes at level 2. Nice little leash on the Brand. You're a little late to it, but that's okay. Whenever you're walking into a bush like this, you should click attack move only because you want to be thinking about the absolute worst case scenario. And the absolute worst case scenario is when both of you went up to, here, let me move my, worst case scenario is when you both went to leash the Brand, the Lucian and Misfortune walked into this bush. So anytime you're face checking into a bush, it's just a good practice habit to do attack move only. So that as soon as you get vision of them in the bush, your champion starts auto attacking them. Also, this is too early to be fighting. Not a terrible trade, but yeah, a lot of the times you're going to be eing into the minion wave, and against a double range, yeah, you're going to win the trade initially, but you're going to take so much damage on the backside of the trade that it's not going to be worth it. What you should be focusing on right now is hitting level 2, which is, I actually misspoke earlier because Neela has the experience passive, which means it's very easy to get level 2. So disregard what I said earlier. You can absolutely match their level 2 unless you are just getting hardcore focused. And if they're focusing you, they're not hitting the minions. So yeah. Your mission right here should be getting level 2. Yep. Just be hitting minions. They hit it first just because of a weird XP deficit. Lucian walked into lane before MF, I guess. So yeah, they get a little bit of a level 2 advantage, but that's fine. You can chalk that one up to whatever. Basically, you want to let this wave crash into the turret now. So don't be standing here in a way that Lucian can dash forward and hit you. There you go. Let the wave hit. And then the second this one hits level 2, you're hitting level 2. You can see your experience bar. So the second this one dies, you should not be behind your ADC. Because if you were right here when this minion died, you go on the Misfortune and you get a kill. However, unfortunately, Rav makes the massive Oh my god, this is literally why I made this video. You do not get W at level 2. Camille's Q is one of the most broken basic abilities in the entire game for a couple reasons. There's a huge meme in the League of Legends community that Camille's Q2, after you activate it the first time, is a Cho'Gath ult. Like, oh, Camille's so broken, she has a Cho'Gath ult on her Q2, which is true. It literally does comparable damage at level 2. It's so insane, and it does true damage. Like, it's so broken. But beyond that, it also allows you to weave in auto attacks. So you get to abuse your Halo Blades and the rest of your domination tree by getting Q at level 2 instead of W. W is literally a chasing, kiting, slowing tool to make sure that you can get on top of them or you can get away from them. If you have no problem, like you would in a lane like this, getting on top of them, you take Q level 2. And then you auto, Q, auto, Q. And there's a little bit of space between that last one because the Q is an auto attack reset, but you want to let the Q2 simmer a little bit because you have to delay it by 1.5 seconds to get access to the big chunky true damage. So unfortunately, he doesn't do this. He doesn't take Q level 2. He doesn't get to abuse the fact that he's playing the most broken champ in the world. This literally is a kill if you took Q level 2, by the way. So just think about it. Like, 1, W has a much longer cooldown. 2, you only get to use it once rather than twice. And 3, the purpose of the W is to slow them so that you can use your Q. So it's really just a matter of like understanding the champion and like what each skill is for. W is not like a trading ability. You don't even land a broski. Actually, I think you do. But yeah, if you took Q there, you EN, auto, Q, drop the ignite. He flashes at the absolute worst case scenario, right? So that's okay. It's fine. At level 3, we'll have even more opportunities. I love to see the Camille support gameplay, by the way. The champion is so freaking fun. Love to see more people playing it. All right, Neela is taking a pretty big beating. Okay, you should always get the cannon when it's on like a weird health amount like that, just in case. Just in case. Because 1, your ADC might miss it, and 2, the turret might get it. Also, you are 1 minion away from level 3. You should just be waiting for that before you go in. Also, you should be going for the immobile squishy Misfortune, not the Lucian. Because look how far away you're Eing from. Far forward. Look how far away you're Eing from. The windup of your E is going to give away your intention, right? So Lucian has literally like a second and a half, 2 seconds maybe even, to react to what you're doing. And he's the one that has the tools to get away from it. He's the one who actually can react to it, right? So just go for the immobile squishy, but also wait for your level 3. Grab that cannon for your ADC as well. But yeah, just wait for this minion to die. And you would have had level 3, which means you could have done so much more damage there. But yeah, go for the Misfortune. She's the one that's vulnerable. She should be your target in this lane. Also, just a real nitpicky criticism of your positioning. You're not positioning in a way that you're threatening them. As the support, even if you aren't in a position where you can fight, you want to be making them think that you can. You want to be psyching them out. Walk forward and backwards, forward and backwards, forward and backwards. Not side to side and not behind your ADC. Never behind your ADC. You always want to make this guy, put them on the back foot, right? Make them think, oh, we've got a gank coming. Oh, I'm looking for a fight angle here, right? By standing so far behind your ADC, you're playing like a Janna. You're playing like a Lulu. The Mia pings are coming out. All right. The lane is not going super hot right now. We are also on a massive gank timer. Any timer from like 3 minutes to 3:45. You need to be very, very careful about fighting in unwarded territory. So we have dropped 0 of our 2 wards, it looks like, in the lane. So this would, you know, this is still a fight that you can win because you're playing Camille, but like you are on a massive, massive gank timer. Right around now is when junglers are going to be on crabs and you see your jungler's top. So worst case scenario, your jungler's top and their jungler's bot. So just, you know, just be aware of stuff like that. Also, you shouldn't be using your, what's it called? World Atlas stacks on casters like that your ADC has easy access to. Okay, so we see the enemy jungle top now. Okay, another mistake, you're maxing E. I know that a lot of guides out there say to max E, and it kind of makes sense as when you're playing support, because like, oh, E is your engage tool. Max Q. Trust me, just for all the reasons I said earlier, Q is the best ability on the champion. It's so broken. All right, Misfortune used her E. It's pretty much all she can do as a support. Her only poke ability. So now that the wave has crashed once again, we can start looking for an engage. Now what you do here, they are so overextended. So overextended. Go on the Misfortune here. I love to see this aggression. I really hope you go on the Misfortune. Okay, we go on the Lucian. So let me reiterate why we should be going on the Misfortune there. A couple reasons. One, she has less resources. And what I mean by that is she has no mana. She has no dashes. She has less base health because she's a lower level. She is the target here, right? I promise you, unless you are literally playing against like brand new players, if a Lucian sees you E into a wall, he's going to react. And, you know, when you get to the more advanced stage of the game, you can start thinking about like, oh, you can E and then bait out his dash and then flash your E into it and still land it. But I'm actually not even sure what elo this is. If I had to guess, I would probably say like silver. Just go on the Misfortune. It's so much simpler. So much simpler. You know exactly where she's going to go. She can't dodge. She can't dash. She's going to be walking slightly backwards towards her turret. Also, you can string your W together with your E. So you can actually cast your W at any point during your E. And that makes it easier to land your E. It makes it easy. You're optimizing the combo, your DPS a little bit more. I know you're a big WoW guy, so you know all about optimizing DPS, right? So it's just like a nice way to weave in the W. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now this is a really risky gank because let's look at the wave state and let's talk about resources. Our Neela is unbelievably low, and you know ADCs are not going to be walking through this wave. In fact, they shouldn't have to walk through this wave. This is a really bad gank, and I don't think it's going to work. Maybe if Brand lands like a flash stun, but your jungler has very unreliable CC. So here's how this gank should play out if you're going to force it. You should E flash someone, and then hopefully Brand stuns them while they're stunned off of your E. That being said, let's see how it plays out. All right, actually, before this is going to be a disaster, by the way. I just want to talk about your clicks here because it feels like you're trying to do too much. So it looks like we get an auto Q, which is fine, but just clicker, bro. Just clicker. Your clicks are all over the place. You're canceling autos. There you go. I mean, yeah, this is going to be a disaster. At least you got your spells off before you died, but it was a very forced gank. And as a support, one of the concepts that I try to teach in my coaching is that, believe it or not, solo queue players do want to be told what to do. And that may sound completely opposite to your experience in solo queue, where people mental boom if you tell them a single thing. But I promise you, especially in lower elos, jungles particularly, they want to be told what to do. They want to be told when to start a dragon. They want to be told when to gank. They want to be told when to invade. I promise you, they're all very anxious about this stuff. It's a scary world out there playing jungle as a low elo player. And if you are making fundamentally sound decisions, like calling him off of this gank, he's not going to go for it. I promise you. But by walking with him and enabling him and not being the person to speak up and say, hey, this is a fundamentally flawed gank, we shouldn't do it, you're enabling him, and you're just as much of a problem as he is, right? So it looks like it's a 3 for 0? 3 for 0. All right, so we're building Sundered Sky. Excellent. That item is unbelievably busted. Good stuff, good stuff. You know, this is still a winnable game from this position. It's bad. We're in a bad spot, but it's winnable. So your Brand is pathing top side. He's going to be playing for, what's it called? Grubbies. So what you can do here is push this wave and then possibly go look to cheese them, because rule of thumb is that junglers are going to be trading objectives, which means if yours is playing topside, that probably means he's playing for grubs, and which means Master Yi is probably either on them right now and they're about to fight, or he's looking to do the dragon, right? So rule of thumb, when you're in a lane like this, you don't want to like leave this lane state like this. Push it, try to crash it into the turret, and then you can have priority. Like, you guys are losing this lane pretty hard. I wouldn't even be focusing on like bot lane as my win con at all. So I would be walking to this lane, taking the, you know, priority that you have, and yeah, like using it like this. Exactly. Good job. Get some wards out. You can do so much with priority. So much. All right, Bran has actually came back into bot. This is another forced gank onto a very mobile target that you're never going to land that E on. But let's say he disconnects and he's stunned right here, right? Let's say Lucian doesn't dash this and he's stunned right here. Nilah can't even get to this fight. She can E through a minion, but then she has an E. She's down an E charge. So it's like, even if she can get to it, it's not good. The only way this fight is good is if you land the E on the target, either target, I guess. Auto Q, auto W, and then run away. Like, I don't know. It's just a very, very tough fight. It's a very forced fight. So now that you have priority, we can walk up, we can check the dragon, and then we can do, okay, see, there it is. See, Master G's wanted to do the dragon. We're going to take a free snack here. Free snacky snack. So you should actually let him just walk into this. Let him just walk into this. You don't have to use your stun immediately. Let him start running away, and then you can use your stun, right? Or let him start using his meditate, and you can stun him out of it. But by opening your hand with your stun, when he is already surprised, he face checked into a bush that he didn't expect to see two people, right? So why are you CCing him there? Once again, optimize that DPS, auto Q, W, and then once he either meditates or runs away, tries to disengage, that's when you can use your stun. Okay, hold on, because why do we have 3 longswords? No shot. Okay, I see what happened here. So you are 14 gold short of getting your Caulfield's Warhammer. So you entirely switch your build to Eclipse. And then still... No way, bro. Rav, you goober. Rav, you are 3 gold away from Caulfield. Rav, at the time of clicking that 3rd longsword, you are 2 gold away from... This guy. All right, this is still, believe it or not, a winnable game. That is how much confidence I have in Camille being a broken champion. All right, let's see where we go from here, guys. Took the dragon. That's fine. Master G is going to be pathing up to Grubs. You should be matching his movement here, by the way, because one of the biggest advantages you have as Camille versus Misfortune is even as a 0-2-0, you're a roaming champion. You have so much mobility over the map. You will bring so much more to a team fight. Misfortune support is really only useful in lane, and even that is like questionable at times, right? So who's going to be more useful at a Grub fight? You or Misfortune? You, hands down. It won't even be close. But it looks like we are fighting instead. Why is your Q on cooldown? What are you using your Q on here? Oh, are you using it on minions? You are. You're just using it for no reason. It is you, and then you go in. Okay, so your Q does not last forever. After you activate it, you have to auto attack, or else it just goes on cooldown. And worse than it going on cooldown and you not getting anything out of it, you lose access to the Q2. So it's fine if you Q'd on accident or something, but don't go in on that disadvantageous state, right? You are missing, again, half of the problems I'm seeing in your gameplay, Rav, are you probably just not understanding how broken your Q is. You didn't take it at level 2. You're using it on air. Bro, I'm telling you, even from this state, if you're using your Q, you're using your Q correctly and weaving it in between auto attacks, you can still win some of these fights. But you're wasting it. You're not leveling it up. All right, at this point, you don't try to start dodging this. You just run towards your Neela, who, admittedly, she could have blocked some of that for you. But you shouldn't have gone in on this. She's probably mad about you going in on something you shouldn't have gone in on. But she's trying to block it here, so like, why are you still dodging? I'm gonna chalk that up as both of your guys' fault a little bit. Like 80% yours, 10% his, and 10% your genetics. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we do next. All right, swap out your trinket. Definitely swap out your trinket. You might even be able to use that to like cheese out a bush and just like, you know, or sweep out a bush and just try to cheese someone. At this point, you're very, very desperate though. But yeah, I think you had enough money for what, glowing moat, right? Okay, my video player won't let me go to like specific times, so I think you had enough money for glowing moat. Walking back into lane with 300 gold is kind of a lot, so either be buying control wards or glowing moat, something. Don't come back empty-handed with your longsword collection. All right, she's wanting to push. You're good at this. You know exactly what to do. Don't use your W to push. It does like 5 damage to minions. Yeah, like I said, most of this is just a misunderstanding of what these abilities are, like what the purpose of them. Like you may have like a vague idea, like, oh, W is the whooshing one, Q is the one that goes stabby stab, but like it feels like you have a fundamental misunderstanding of what the abilities are actually supposed to be used for. Walk at the fight. Okay, it happens. It happens. It's all good. It's all good. You tried to you tried to hook shot her. So yeah, definitely just be walking towards this wall. First of all, just on a fundamental level, your camera control needs to be like way higher. You don't need this much screen real estate to be looking at you. There's nothing going on around you. So League of Legends is all of it's a game of information, right? It's a game of what do I see versus what do they see versus what do I know versus what do they know, right? And you know your Akali's getting ganked, and you kind of need more information coming into this fight, right? You can't see Master Yi's health bar. You can see Akali's health bar here, but I doubt you're looking at it. This is either just like a misclick or something, and that's fine, but we're dead now. That's fine. Misclicks happen. All right, let's see what we're getting here. Rav, I beg of you, buy something, bro. Okay, once again, swap out your Trinky Dink. Buy some control wards. You're leaving base on way too much gold. Way too much gold. All right, Neela messed up her ulti. She's going to be dead. She's going to barely live here. All right, honest to God, at this point, it's 10-0. You need to be looking for Hail Marys. And the Hail Mary's not going to come in the form of you 1v2ing bot, so you should literally just leave. Like, this is like sunk cost fallacy type stuff coming back to bot lane. Like, don't even come here anymore. You need to just be hardcore forcing fights, like top side, like maybe top or jungle get them ahead to have any sort of chance of winning this game. There you go. Okay, that was a good usage of your W. You got a minion that you couldn't reach otherwise. That was good stuff. All right, we know Master Yi is bot. They're going to be backing off here. I genuinely... Okay. This is good. This is good. You have Prio mid, sort of. I mean, you don't really have Prio, but she's moving first. This is a good engage. This is a very good engage. What you can do against an immobile champion like Master Yi is walk at him a little bit more. Walk up here and put a ward before you blindly throw your E, because this could miss. I hope it doesn't miss, but the fundamentally more sound approach would have been walk into the bush, because he's going to see you about right here, right? And then he's going to be walking over here, and then you'll see him over here. And then you can stun him off the wall. So luckily this did actually land. Drop the ignite. Just, yeah, there you go. Just drop the ulti. Drop the ignite. There you go. Using your spells. Good stuff. Hey, good catch. So much of League of Legends is just capitalizing on the mistakes that they make, right? And trust me, they will make mistakes. As for the rest of this fight playing out, it is what it is. We missed our stun. But in my coaching, I try to focus on the positives and the negatives. And the positive was you immediately noticed that Master Yi out of position in the bush. So it's good. I like it. I like seeing you make plays like this when you're from behind. You're not just keeling over and losing. Guys think this Lucian is scripting. Dude's movement is insane. I haven't even been noticing it. I think the point of Rab's video is that like the Neela like flames him the entire time, right? Oh, and then Neela plays Camille. Wow. Might have to go watch that one. All right, this is a kill because you just E off of this wall. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful, and you waited for the Q. I love this. I love this, bro. That's fine. It's fine. I noticed the hesitation. That's just one of those like things where you lack comms. So, you know, there's no way of knowing who's gonna flash for it. Neela unironically is giving you some kind of good advice here, by the way. She's saying that the max range E is very easy to tell. I don't know why she left you there. I think that was just straight up her fault. You guys should have fought that. You need me to show you how to play Camille support. All right, hopefully we go for the Blood Song, one of the most broken support items in the game. I think this game is like pretty much in like pretty much over. But we're gonna keep playing it out and seeing if we find a way to like force ourselves back in the game. Please swap your trinket next time, and you need to. I don't think you've bought a single control ward. And then remember what I said in the beginning of the game, where support should very rarely be walking bot. Neela is in a position where she's lost lane, right? She's getting the scraps of CS that she can, but you're free. Dobby's a free elf, okay? She has given you your sock. You are allowed to roam the map. And imagine if you had been at this fight, and then there was a numbers advantage fight in the mid lane, right? You guys can't fight this, right? You cannot fight this. So you need to, as support, she is landlocked bot, right? She has to be catching these waves, but you don't have to. And in fact, it's an advantage for her if you don't catch these waves with her. W'd backwards there. That's just mechanical misplay. You know, in a world where we're playing these fights correctly, like I think you might actually trade a kill there. But realistically, you shouldn't be in bot lane at all. You should be roaming the map, trying to find plays. You should be setting up vision in your jungle, setting up vision in the river. You are in a hard losing game, and a rule of thumb for like vision control in games like this is that you should be warding your jungle. Because rule of thumb, when you're behind in a game like this, you ward your jungle. When it's a very close game, you're contesting vision in the river. And then when you're ahead, you're putting vision in their jungle and like looking for picks aggressively. Obviously, you couldn't do that in this game. You couldn't look for picks in their jungle, but you could definitely be like preventing some of these deaths on Brandon and Akali by just giving them information. All right, at this point, I think the gameplay has just devolved into you guys like typing at each other. I don't know how much more we're actually going to be able to get from this. I don't think anyone is even like dedicated to playing the game. You picked up a kill. Okay, nice, nice. Also, Rab, you are sitting on 6 wards. If you know you're going to die like this, there's no reason to not drop wards. You're not doing anything else. You have nothing left to click. You got your kill. You're taking your inevitable death to Yi. Ward this bush. Hey, if you're really desperate, put a ward down on top of you. He may click it on accident, right? But don't die with 6 wards up. If you watch my gameplay, if I'm taking an inevitable death, I'm dropping wards everywhere, right? Just drop them. Just drop them. Ward here, who knows? It may come into play. It may give you some information later. But just click your buttons, right? I say that a lot when I coach low elo players because they'll just die with like Ignite up, with 3 abilities up, with Flash up. Just click your buttons. And your wards are one of your buttons. I'm not gonna go do drills in a video game. I mean, it's valid, guys. It's valid. Obviously, I've been a little harsher on him than my normal coaching clients because he's my friend. But I get it, man. Like, Rav plays the game for fun and for content. But I think you have access to so much more fun if you just fundamentally understand and like play the game correctly. You know what I mean? Obviously, Rav's not trying to go into the LCS. He's not trying to go pro or be the best Camille support player ever. But I do think that League of Legends is such a rewarding game that, like, if Rav genuinely watches this coaching session and learns one thing from it and then implements that in his next game, like, something's going to click in his brain. He's going to be like, oh my God, wait, Aoki said to do that, and then I did that, and then I got a kill. That was so much more fun than just dying. You know what I mean? So it's like, it is a very rewarding game. Once again, just let them walk into the bush. Let them walk in. You're not, if she's going to face check in like that, auto Q, let her walk in, auto Q, and then as she reacts, that's when you stun. If you think about it, Rav, when people are like getting surprised by you being in the bush, aka they're face checking, that first second where they're reacting, they're already CC'd. Their brain is CC'd by being surprised by the fact that you're in the bush. So while they're surprised, that's when you get your free licks in, and then when they react, that's when you CC them. All right, like I said, I think this game is pretty much it's pretty much over. So they're just gonna get like a cheese kill mid. Was it an FF? Do we just FF? All right, I think we FF very soon. Guilty as charged. He's so funny, bro. Like, he's an idiot, but he's so funny. I just want to see how this game ends. How does it end? Free pick. Just press R there, bro. Just press R. So you're using your W in too clunky of ways. Your W does like no damage, and it's a slow, but slows don't affect mobile champs. Just the immediate tab back into WoW. All right, so there's the FF. Guys, there it is. That is me coaching Rav's gameplay. Rav, I hope you learned something from this. But more importantly, I hope you guys that are watching on YouTube learn something as well. Let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see me do this again. I hope that everyone knows that this was just it was good-hearted fun. I want Rav to get better so he can enjoy the game more, and then maybe he can quit his WoW addiction. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Take it easy. Peace.